You know, it's so easy to get caught up in these symbols of, you know, something like the McMansion symbolizes luxury, and yet it's a debtor's prison. So already that just makes it clear how ridiculous our symbols can be, how good we are at placing meaning on things regardless of their inherent meaning or lack of it.
I saw a version of this particular house driving down the road one day, and I was like, what is that? I have to know about that. If I actually did this, how would it change me?
Sure.
I don't know. I guess it all boils down to happiness, right? So like, I think the equation is smaller home, less things, simplicity. Simplicity equals happiness for me. That's peace, and peace is happiness to me. So.
Yeah, it's exciting to see that small houses have caught on at all. It's kind of surprising in a culture that for so long has thrived on resale value, largely due to more square footage. And now that resale value is kind of revealed as not being such a solid thing anyway. After all, it is just imposed meaning. So common sense is stepping in, and I think the more that we're actually thinking about use value rather than just resale value and like real world, like a home as a home rather than just a commodity, I think that people are going to be, I just imagine people would be happier. Like, I love a sense of home rather than just another investment.
That's one thing we, like, as a project we've touched on is like having like your identity be yourself and not your belongings or not your clothes.
Yeah, I think one of the things that appeals to people about small houses is I think it snaps you into a right brain meditative mode is my recent theory, as of yesterday actually, that people just, as soon as you're looking at a small space, you're thinking, how could I minimize my life? And that becomes, you start defining yourself subtractively. At what am I and what can I do without, rather than what am I because of what I can acquire, you know?
How do you see community growing with cutting out? Like with pursuing less, how does community benefit?
Well, I think there's a really direct correlation between stronger community and less stuff. You know, you take the extreme of suburban America, which is all about autonomous castles next to another castle, next to another castle, in which everybody has everything they need under the sun is like their swimming pool, their nightclub for 40, everything is right there in their McMansion, whereas, you know, when you pare down and you actually start outsourcing your life, as my friend Greg would say, you go out to swim at the public, you know, you may be sharing maybe you share your jacuzzi with the community. And a lot of people I know move into small spaces saying they want to be more social. So by moving into a very small space, they're actually getting out in the world more during their waking hours.
Do you think that in moving towards living in tiny houses, do you think that has made you happier? I mean, I guess transitioning away from, going back to like how you got started in this, did you quickly find yourself feeling more fulfilled in doing so?
Yeah, I've been so much happier since living small. You know, it's just so liberating to get away from rent or a mortgage. And for that matter, you know what it really is for me is, and I rarely talk about this, but when when everything I'm surrounded by in my little domestic environment is necessary to my life and my happiness, life itself feels very essential. Everything around me is essential. You know, getting rid of everything else just feels like it intensifies life and raises the quality.